6 of 6. How come it's not moving? Is it moving now? Of course it is. When you look at this in the daylight, this machine, you can't see one of the digits. So you're looking at these zeros and you're going, how come it's not recording? Because nothing seems to be moving. But the thing is, it's 00.00 and you can't see the final zero. So it is moving, you just can't see it. Anyway, I don't really know what the day is today. I mean, I know what the day is. I know it's Tuesday. It could be, no, actually, I know very well. Yesterday was St. Patrick's Day. What am I talking about? Yesterday was the 17th. So today's Tuesday, the 18th of March, just after St. Patrick's Day. Other than, if St. Patrick's Day wasn't yesterday, I really wouldn't know what day it was today. We had a half-day class yesterday, and today I really wasn't feeling good. I think the girl beside me, Kamel, the Indian girl, may have given me a bit of a flu. So yesterday, I just felt, well, you know, the opening, what would you call it? The opening bit of the flute thing. Your throat is sore, and Ale Tuko, you've got that feeling in your back of your nose, and it's kind of mild, but you don't know whether it's gonna be one of those things to clear up very quickly or just get a lot worse, and I'm in the process of not really knowing yet. And I had my class today like that, and it was pretty tough this morning, you know. I had a sore throat, and then at around lunchtime I had a really bad kind of headache, really annoying headache. I took a paracetamol and it kind of took a while to kick in, but I think eventually it did kind of work. And then we were doing an exercise where we had these sheets of paper, and we had to, there's different words on each sheet in the group of 4 of us, and you have to put all the words into a group. So if you've got like 4 countries, you have to put capitals of Europe or whatever, all in French. And I detest this exercise because I just can't I can't write down things just like that because I can't spell anything. So when someone says, oh, it's you know, I've got aluminium and you've got copper. Oh, it's materials from the mine, and you have to write it in French. And I'm like, I can hardly spell it in English, let alone in French. So, and everyone else is just writing the stuff down, and I'm like an idiot because I can see everybody's page getting full, more and more full of words. And I'm just scrawling a few things, all misspelt, and I'm kind of embarrassed someone's going to see how crap I have things spelt. Allez, Tuko. Allez, come on. Allez, let's go a little bit. Oh, there's something stuck to you. Stop. Up. Allez, a bit more. Allez. Tuko, allez. I'm bringing Tuko for a walk, but I need to walk more than him. I'm not going over there, Tuko. No, we're not going into the middle of the field. So yeah, it's funny. I ended the day starting to feel good. You know, it got to like 20 to 4, and I thought, wow, now I'm feeling the best I've felt all day. And it was a rare moment when I wasn't kind of counting the seconds down, and I was just kind of starting to feel quite relaxed at 4. And I thought, well, you should really enjoy this moment, the moment of leaving. But then I drive home, and it was a nice drive, and when I get home I see kind of Bernard and his gang, his daughter and the boyfriend and a few other people, And there's a car that's kind of smashed up there. I guess he's going to fix it. But seeing a group like that kind of causes some stress. And, you know, driving home in the car today, I was just thinking about how do we know what's going on inside us. And I've got scans and things going to be coming up, although not for a few months, but I am seeing Merity at the end of the week. And there's that. It's just difficult to, you know, there is something I can do right now to make myself feel better, and that is I can say to myself, isn't it great that I have a routine and I'm doing this course and I don't have to get up every day with this kind of pretense of doing courses and looking for jobs, because although I was doing the best I could before the course, doing the HTML stuff, trying to make a website and doing other things, I had to say there's kind of was a sense that it was kind of a futile effort. All of this computer stuff, it's very complicated, and it's kind of the stuff that's stressful. You know, you have to do everything perfect. So I should be really glad that I'm now in a situation where I can relax, because I'm doing a pretty full-time stuff, and Flo knows that I'm doing 7 hours a day of this course. And so when I come back, I'm perfectly okay to just take it easy. I'm not expected to do anything else. And that's a really nice feeling compared to the way I was. So I know I can enjoy this course, and I know it can only do me good, and I don't have lots of pressure on me to be fluent in like 3 months. In saying all that, the anxiety and stress, it's like it's in the air. It's hard to get away from it sometimes. As I say that, I have a thought about the benefits of alcohol, you know. I'm thinking, isn't that the best when you... I'll let you go just a bit further. When you could have the means of just taking that edge off, that feeling, for a little while, you know. That was the thing about alcohol. It used to bring me to a place where I beat all these things for a short while. I beat them. I was on top of them, you know. Shall we go back? Stop. Let me take off your thing here. I had him under me. Go ahead. And I know that's not a very healthy kind of way of thinking, but I have to say it's there. Just the notion of knocking back something quick and feeling some sense of I don't know what you call it, power, or going back to the way you're supposed to be. Are we supposed to be carefree? This was always the problem I had drinking. I thought that the way I was when I was happily merry, should have been the default setting all along. I used to think, well, this is the way I should be. I should be in this space. This is where we were meant to be. And it is in a way. It's a very nice place to be. And it's crazy to say this because obviously the alcohol has all kinds of side effects, but that mood in itself is a very healthy place to be. When you're sitting there and you're just so strong psychologically for a while. You know, the Bernards or daughters of Bernards or the world in general are driving to here or there or seeing people. None of it can touch you anymore for a while. You're out of reach. It's a bit like, actually, the only way of getting there in a sober way is to play music and walk listening to suitable music that can generate something to make you feel that you've kind of pulled away from the stuff that's dragging you down. But all of my entries, all the way back to the beginning of these audio things, 2020, and you know, to be honest, you could, if I was doing this from the age of 7, you could probably go all the way back to 1975, whatever, I can't count, and you'd probably find something similar all the way back that far in me. You know, going to primary school and certain periods of that time were fairly bad. So bad, I think, that I've blocked a lot of it out. Going to hospital in Kilkenny or wherever because they thought I had polio, when really all I was doing was trying to stay out of school. So crazy. I lied myself into a hospital bed where I could have been for a year. And so yeah, you find the anxiety all the way through these things, but you never get tired of trying to fight it. You never get tired of trying to get on top, of trying to couldn't care less, to have that attitude. And it sounds kind of negative when I say couldn't care less. It sounds negative when I put it in the terms of, when you don't give a fuck about anything. I don't really mean it to sound in any way negative. It's an incredibly positive state to be in. Because it's a powerful state, it's a brave state, a courageous state. I don't know if the only way to truly be there is to just not be afraid of your death. If you got to the point where you really had no fear of things like that, maybe then nothing could really bother you. But I escape from it occasionally. Obviously, there are cycles, I think, within the year, even maybe within the month, and definitely within the year. There are whole stretches of weeks, maybe even months, where I'm much more positive and optimistic. And then there are other times when I really feel under some kind of invisible pressure. It's like that today. There's this cold and a headache, sore throat that starts to bring into focus your health. And then you're doing this course, and like I said, today was a bit we were doing, like I said before, that exercise, and I really felt lost in it. Sometimes you feel like, fuck, everybody knows more than me. Tuco's gone charging off down the road. Tuco, wait, don't be going running off. Stop. That's why I need to walk and I need to vent like this. It is seriously a medication for me to talk like this, because it's an expression of something, and it is in some way some kind of well, probably sounds stupid to say it, some kind of an art form, because obviously there's not much effort going into it, but for me it's an important thing. To go. Stay. There's a car coming. To go. Stop. Stop. Stay. Stay. To go. Let me put your lead on. Hang on a minute. Let me put this on you. Up. There you go. Good boy. Yep. It is something I do when I upload, so it's an expression of something. It's expressing something. It's expressing something in a very basic way. Expressing a life in a very kind of an audio, undiluted way. It's not through the art of music or song, or picture, painting. It's as honest as I could be. A testament. Maybe the day will come when I will realize that such a thing is completely unnecessary. But sometimes we feel we're kind of driven by a need to do something, and maybe in the bigger picture there's a use for it. There's a point to it. I like to think that there's a point to it. I'm maybe not privy to that, but it doesn't really matter. Anyway, coming to the road here, so I'm gonna sign off. I'll be back.